Hello all, and welcome to another look at Scratch's The Director's Cut. I said in my last video that I was done with everything. Well, apparently I wasn't. The game does have one more section, and you could call it kind of like an expansion. If you remember when I was creating a new game at the very beginning, it said The Last Visit, as you can see on the screen. Well, that is what we're going to play this time. It's a very short little game. I actually did record this once before, earlier yesterday, but apparently when I was recording it, the game decided not to record any sound. So I'm having to do this with two different applications this time in order to just do the sound. So if there's a sync issue, I apologize, but it's the best I can do. I do know that near the end, where the videos come in, it does get out of sync, and that's just the way the actual game is. It's not my audio problem. So without further delay, here we go. I hope you can enjoy the ending of this.
In other words, you must head right away to the Blackwood estate and get me something.
But sir, that story is long forgotten now. No one cares anymore about it.
They will as soon as the estate is demolished. 2 weeks from now, that place is going to be smashed to bits. At such an event, we're defy of all the rumors and madness.
Michael Arthate supposedly solved the Blackwood enigma, but for some reason never shared his solution. Perhaps I could persuade him.
You can forget about that. Mr. Arthate rarely speaks to the press, and less so about this story. Not even the most experienced and reputed reporters in the field have convinced him to talk.
I'm glad to hear you think so highly of me, sir.
Would you want to talk about being chased by a monster in the basement of some place?
No, I think he's a very unstable fella, and his solution is probably as far-fetched as what town people were rumoring back in the 60s. You know, a family curse or aliens from outer space possessing Blackwood.
Yes,
that'd
thrilling.
be fun.
What about Jerry Carter?
Jerry Carter was convicted to 8 years in prison with a serious charge of fraud, but only spent 4 inside, and is now doing community services under probational liberty. He's never crossed a single word with Michael since his stay at Blackwood Manor, and probably doesn't know a thing about the mystery.
I can't say I'm excited about this, but I don't have much of a choice, I guess.
No, what you have is a potentially great article on your hands. Do your best, as this is probably our last chance to shed some light about what happened inside that house.
Fine. I'll drive there tomorrow.
One good thing about this part is it does actually confirm who the guy that chased you in the head was. Though, it was kind of obvious. Albeit that I honestly got it wrong myself. So, with that, as you can see, the lag, and there's no sound of the gates opening in a second. That's just the way the video is, for some reason.
I've parked my car inside the estate, and I'm about to start investigating.
If I can check the mailbox. No, of course not. So let's investigate, as he said.
There's a huge amount of junk inside this garage. I won't even attempt going in.
Well, that's not much exploring. Let's pick up
this can might prove useful
for some reason. And let us go check out the fountain. It is, alas, finally dried up. And our walkway seems to be completely demolished. We ain't going anywhere in the forest, that's for certain.
It's a huge pool of water, blocking the way. It's a huge pool of water, blocking the way.
The first time. So let's hold on. Hey, they actually fixed the handle. That makes me very, very happy.
The whole place is exhibiting signs of vandalism and trashing.
Yeah, it certainly does. Murder all over. I wonder what this... Can I read any of this?
The graffiti is barely readable. Not that I would want to read it. I doubt it would provide many clues.
Yeah, I'll agree there. Well, let's start with going inside to the fireplace like last time where we got scared off. Looks like the monster really did get out.
Ah! Oh, there's an intense smell of urine in this room. It seems like cats have claimed it as their home.
I still don't buy that. Why would a cat want to live down here? Then again, here's that teddy bear.
What a charming little teddy bear. Its head is almost ripped off.
That right there is your clue to actually who the monster was.
Ah, there's some object inside that hole. Ah, there's also a nasty cat in there as well. Here, kitty, kitty.
Yeah, I ain't getting near that.
It almost ripped my hand off. I won't put my hand in there to have it shredded by a deranged cat. What a vicious little bugger.
Well, throw a rock at it. I mean, there's plenty right here. Logically. If you really want to get rid of it. Then again, that'd probably just make it chase after you, if it's really that deranged. I mean, it's in a confined space, after all. So, where we go from here is obvious. We saw the hole in the
Ugh! There's something
video.
moving down that hole. There's a faint light coming
out.
from it, but I can't see what's inside.
You know what's inside, you just saw it just a second ago.
Something is moving down there.
Let's pour water on a cat. That's always fun.
It looks like someone left in a rush and dropped all their souvenirs.
Okay, we can go get that thing that we couldn't get now. No sign of the cat.
And the prize is...
A doorknob!
A doorknob.
Would love to know how the doorknob got all the way down here. Honestly, if this place was a little bit tidier, I'd like to be down here. It'd be a good place for computers. Of course, getting in and out of a fireplace all the time wouldn't be exactly much fun. Yeah, I'm strange. What can I say?
I guess the doorknobs must have been very valuable.
And of course, the light switches don't work.
This phone seems to have gone through some rough moments.
Apparently. It's too bad you can't look at any of the artwork close anymore.
In its current state, this is an extremely uninviting dining room.
It was inviting before? Well, the curtain's the way I left it. Didn't take any of the curtains. You would think that they would.
The doorknobs here were likely of a high value. No wonder. This place must have been glittering in its heyday.
I don't know, that's kind of just strange. I mean, putting the doorknob on there adds an extra slab on the door? How does that work?
Ugh. I wonder if this kitchen was ever tidy.
Well, it's actually tidier than it was previously, to be honest. Whoever came here after me cleaned up quite a bit.
My goodness. They didn't even spare the forks.
But the fridge is clean. To the basement, to the basement.
The atmosphere is almost unbearable down here in the basement. The walls are dripping with moisture.
Yeah, looks like it. But we just got some nice little suds and... wouldn't you know it, a rag.
It's a huge furnace, which still doesn't seem quite large enough to heat the whole house. It's a huge furnace, which it's a huge furnace, which still doesn't seem quite large enough to heat the whole house.
Fuse box. Well, we can't go in the maid's room.
This door is severely damaged. There doesn't seem to be anything of interest beyond it, so I won't bother.
Otherwise, I guess we're done here. Time to go outside and fill the bucket. The bucket, the bucket, the bucket.
I think I'll take my chances with the other stairway. This one looks quite dangerous.
Did I go the right way? Yeah. Sometimes I wonder.
I can't go this way. I don't see the point in doing that. I don't see the point in doing that.
Well, now we got some soapy, clean water. Well, if you can call muddy waters clean. Now we gotta find something to clean off. Let's go visit our illustrious room of the past. The doorknob hasn't been stolen.
This is the room where Michael Arthate slept those 3 fateful days. Not much to see here, though.
Yeah, you're telling me.
That's odd. Arthate left most of his stuff in here. In turn, it seems, later visitors have barely left anything.
Can you tell me one thing? How does he know that this is his luggage? It could be anyone's. This is about 20 years later. I'm assuming. I mean, so 20 or 30 years later, you're going into some place room. You know that the guy stayed there previously, but you don't know by the disarray in the house how much or whose stuff is. I mean, honestly. And here's the question. Why didn't he start a fire in his own room? I mean, if I was in this big house and I did have some logs, I would have moved the logs from the furnace down there to the one up here. It's, I mean, common sense. I mean, especially since there's like several fireplaces in this house. I'll skip that place for now. Let's go look in this little room, just for the fun of it.
This room was probably a cozy place before.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. A bottle of thalidomide. I remember reading something about that drug.
I hate to ask, but what is thalidomide?
A bottle of thalidomide. I remember reading something about that drug.
I'll have to look that up after the game is done. I'm sure it's got to do something with the sun though.
Aha, the plot thickens. This is the gallery where James Blackwood carried on his eccentric hobby. Or what's left of it. What a shame they took everything. I would have loved to have seen what kind of stuff Blackwood kept here.
Oh, that's okay. They can keep it. I wouldn't want any of this stuff in my house.
Not much to see here. Not much to see here.
Well, you know the
How interesting. This seemed to be a secret storeroom. Whatever was here must have been of high importance.
The masks.
Unless
loose.
they wanted to keep it secured for other reasons. Just useless junk.
So, here's another thing. Why wouldn't the journals that were here previously be there? Especially in a room that they pretty much left everything except for the mask. Last room. Why the last room? Well, we can't go downstairs, so...
I think I'll take my chances with the other stairway.
That or go upstairs.
This one looks quite dangerous.
And
I won't be able to go upstairs
because he's
it looks too dark.
Scared to go upstairs.
And, dangerous.
Honestly. Michael Arthate had a little bit more sense than this reporter. To say the least.
The window seems to have been covered with mud.
Well, that's our cue. Mr. Clean time. Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. Well, that helped a little bit. I wouldn't say it's Mr. Clean shine. Uh-oh. That's not good. All things.
I can't tell exactly why, but I don't like this mask one bit.
Yeah, let's get out of here, why don't we? Where should I go, though? Something tells me I should go back. Griswold! Run!
No!
Don't let Griswold touch you! Look at all the reference to what Griswold was. Diablo 2. Ouch!
Who are you? What are you doing here? Can't you see this place is dangerous? Robin, please forgive me. I had to see you before I returned to my dying bed.
Now Robin is the monster Griswold, which means that it was either Blackwood or Mr. Arthate. I'm not sure which. And we steam out of there like nothing.
As I hurriedly left Blackwood Manor, I tried putting together what I just experienced, to no avail. I was in shock and couldn't think clearly, and it took many days until I was ready to pass judgment on what I'd seen. The Blackwood estate has now been demolished, and I have arrived at a conclusion.
That's completely demolished right there.
It is clear that the Blackwood family, with the help of this Dr. Milton, kept their son hidden from the public as he was suffering from severe malformations. It is unclear whether he was truly dangerous, or the Blackwoods were simply psychotic. Quite possibly one thing led to another. and this situation ended with the death of Catherine Blackwood.
Well, at least it cleared
we
up
can
some
finally
things.
give some closure to this sad episode in the peaceful town of Rothbury. And yet, there's something I can't quite explain. A missing link, something that just doesn't fit. We may never know what the real heart of the mystery is.
That's fine, we don't need to know.
But for the time being, this will have to do.
Just do me a favor. Smash that mask to oblivion. Alright, well, this is the end of the story, and the end of Scratches in its entirety. This time. Hopefully. So, unless there's something else that forces me to go back, this is the end of this playthrough, and I do appreciate that you guys watched, if you watched it. And, give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down as you see appropriate. Recognize the H.P. Lovecraft. Where's that from? Mentioned in the game, and I don't know. I recognize it from somewhere.